Yo, what up YouTube? ExplosiveMovement here. Back again with another video, and in this video today I'm going to be talking to you about why it's important to do dynamic effort movements along with your lifting and your cardio type things. So what I mean by dynamic effort movements are pretty much any type of explosive movement like sprinting or jumping or maybe something more sports specific to you, but any type of explosive movement where you are doing the movement at a very high intensity effort as hard as you can, then you're stopping, getting a long break, and then going at it again all out, max effort, making sure that you have a really long break to make sure that each rep is explosive as possible. And the reason this is important is because I see a lot of athletes that, they get the lifting in, so, they're in the weight room, they're lifting on the weight, then they get the elastic type training. What I mean by that is high rep, they're getting a lot of reps in, maybe they play their sport a lot, so they get a lot of elasticity training because they're doing their sport a lot, and they're getting the cardio along with it, they're doing a lot of reps in terms of, movement training, and they're getting the lifting in, so they're getting stronger. But if you don't do the dynamic effort, you're going to be missing out on athleticism. And the main reason for this is because a dynamic effort movement, for this example, I'll say max effort sprinting, right? Dynamic effort movement, you do a max effort sprint, get enough break, do it again. The reason this is important is because you can't simulate this anywhere else, right? And what I mean you can't simulate is your body working at maximum intensity in a very dynamic movement. In the weight room, you're never going to find a movement as dynamic as going all out with your body just because it doesn't exist in the weight room. The contraction speed is just way too fast for anything you could recreate in the weight room. So you can't recreate that in the weight room, right? And then if you go out on the field, though, or if you're getting a lot of high rep type elasticity training in, you can't recreate that either because since you're not getting a long break and since you're not focusing on being as explosive as possible, you're not activating your central nervous system as much, and your body is not being pushed to the maximum level that it would be as if you're doing a maximum dynamic effort movement. So if you never do dynamic effort movements, then you're going to be missing out on an entire spectrum of training. You're not going to be training your CNS to contract, to be able to have your body contract that quickly, and you're not going to be able to train your body to go at the maximum rate of force capabilities that you possibly can. And when it comes to being a better athlete, having the maximum rate of force production is going to help you be the best athlete possible. So remember, when it comes to training, make sure you get your strength training in, lift weights. Make sure that you get your, elastic training in. What I mean by that is just doing, high reps of some type of movement, whether it's playing your sport, whether it's getting out there and doing tempo running, or, whether it's doing some type of drill, or, you're just doing it over and over, getting a lot of reps in. And then also remember, dynamic effort movements, explosive as possible, making sure you're getting enough rest. I would stick to, if you want like a template, I would say a 1 to 10 work rest ratio. So if you work for 5 seconds, at least 50 seconds rest, but maybe even more than that, maybe like 1 to 20, something like that. So remember, elastic training, weight training, of course, but you also want to get those dynamic effort movements in. All right, hope you guys enjoyed the video. ExplosiveMovement signing off. Peace.